Are you looking for a drill for just around the house? Are you just a homeowner, DIY, maybe shopping for your kid? They're going to college, you're looking for something they can just put together furniture with, but nothing too crazy? This is going to be the video for you. These drills and drivers here are nothing special. They're all very low power. We're going to see what they can do today and give you a little bit of explanation as we go. We're going to be driving 2.5-inch construction screws, 1.25-inch sheetrock screws through the sheetrock. And then what you just saw, your average tornado for mounting things in the wall, pictures, things like that. Like I said, nothing too crazy. This is going to help you decide how much power you need, what tool can get what done. And if you guys enjoy the video, let me know in the comments below. Let's get into it. Up first, we got this 4-volt Ryobi. When I think of homeowner, I think Ryobi. This thing has been charged. The battery's been sitting for quite some time. We're going to see what it's got. Let's see how this 4-volt Ryobi puts a screw into the sheetrock into this 2x6. Okay, so we overdrove it for a reason so you guys can see the power. Let's see, how does it drive a tornado? So there's your picture hung. Maybe you want to make some shop furniture. Let's see what this thing can do. Okay, that will not work for that. That's going to be your limitations with the Ryobi. Let's look at the Skil. Up next, I got this Skil set for $100. It's very homeowner-esque. Let's see what performance to expect. What's kind of nice with the Skil is you can use them as a battery bank because they have the USB. You can expect much more power than the 4-volt Ryobi. Plastic chuck, nothing special. Pretty easy from the Skil, so obviously it can do the other tasks. But we're going to show you anyway. See, almost a little bit too much power. So if you're DIY and you don't have very much control, this might not be the tool for you. And that's what this video is all about. Also, of course, you do have the clutch settings. Who couldn't forget about the clutch settings? But that's not what this video is about. But you can always use clutch settings to get more control on your project. Here comes the DeWalt. Lots of control there. So for that reason, we're going to skip the rest of the 12-volt DeWalts. We're going to show you one option here that you can probably pick up for under $100. It's going to be more moderate DIY, but also because it's an impact, you have a lot of control. Let me show you. This is an impact. It is a DIY dream here. And you can see as soon as you let go of the trigger, it stops immediately. There's no continuous run like your dad's old drill. And we can throttle this thing just right. We can bounce it a couple of times with the trigger control. I'll show you up here. And when it does get tight, it will make an impact noise. But this has so much power, it's not going to impact into sheetrock. Let me get a different screw. There we go. Same control. Let's pop it right here. I mean, that's 3 inches beyond the wood there. And pop it back out. And do it again. For DIY, I do recommend an impact. Now here's the kicker here. This is the DCF 787. And all the pros are rolling their eyes right now, I promise you. This impact is a decade or more old. So it still has the power to do any DIY task. Now, why would I show you this impact? This specific impact has been copied by all of the Chinese manufacturers that are doing the knockoff drills, drivers, all that stuff. And the technology from 10 years ago is today's bottom of the line impact. If we're to look at some advancements here, this is a very compact impact driver. It's fairly loud. It has no bells and whistles. It doesn't even have a quick insert collet. But you're going to see the power that you can expect. So the moral of the video is that how much power do you really need? You don't need all of these impacts for DIY, for homeowners, for building furniture, things like that. If you go to Home Depot and you buy any impact that's better than this, because this is the lowest rated one right now that they sell, you're just going to be amazed by the power, pretty much. For DIY, you probably don't need a Milwaukee. The only thing the 4-volt Ryobi couldn't do was the larger screw, the 2.5-inch construction. I would say still get something with slightly more power that was pretty slow towards the end. But yeah, all of these drills on the table, all these drivers can do this task. And this is basically the most you're going to be doing as a homeowner. If you're doing any more than this, go get yourself a full-size 18-volt kit. In whatever it comes in, you're going to get the lowest end impact available that's still going to do everything you want it to do. You're going to get 2 batteries, a charger, the lowest end drill. And the lowest end drill is still going to be way better than anything you've seen on the table here. What makes the impacts so good for DIY is that they constantly slip. So you don't have torque that's kind of pulling your hand around while you're screwing something in. This just stays on the screw head the whole time. Just kind of bounces around and just drives the screw. Try to get Torx headed screws whenever you can, especially as a DIY. Now for the bonus, if you are a pro in the field and you're wondering about the new compact, subcompact Milwaukee here, it's more than capable of doing anything you need to do, especially as an electrician. We were zipping screws, making our own holes, and then hitting the sliding bracket through and through. We weren't even using the factory holes. This has enough torque, even using the black tech screws, not even the self-drilling screws. That's a self-driller. That one just has a point, and you can see that is screwed into the bracket there, and that's not a factory hole. Everything you see here was done with this compact Milwaukee. It's a fantastic tool. Honestly, also go with the Skil, just because it's almost always on sale. I got 4 tools, 2 batteries, and a charger for $100 the last time I picked up this Skil, and they've almost always got this as a bare tool at Lowe's for like $60, $70, not on sale. The ring light just makes this a lot of fun. USB is great. Got some bit storage there. You can dumb it down here. The settings will go down. So we get some different modes. The biggest takeaway on this video is anything that impacts. If it impacts and it's what you found and it impacts, it's going to do anything you want it to do. DIY, hanging pictures, driving screws into 2x4s. It doesn't matter what brand you find. As much as I'd like to say, just only buy American. Look, you got to do what's right for your family and what's available and what you think is best. So ultimately, if it impacts, it's going to do whatever you want it to do. If it drills, you can reach the limitations of a drill a lot quicker than you can an impact. Hope that helps you guys out. We'll see you guys in the next one.